Hello, everybody, and welcome to This Life. As we are joined in the hype train of hype trains of ditziness herself, we are joined with Charlotte Sullivan. Your phone rings. You're at your house. The phone rings again. If you do not answer quick enough, it hangs up and rings again.
What? Is it ringing once, then hanging up?
Yep. And then ringing again, then hanging up. Then hanging up, then different. Then the landline rings. Then the mobile rings.
What? She's got cell phones. I don't think she even has a landline. But it's like her fucking are her fucking dummy phones starting to ring?
Mm-hmm.
It's just like she initially like kind of goes to pull hers out of her pocket, and by the time she pulls it up, it's rung once and it's hung up, and she's just like, well, what the crap? Like goes to see who called. One of her fucking dummy phones rings, and so she hops up to go over and fish it out, and again it's one ring, hang up, and she's just like, the fuck. So she eventually just kind of pulls out all of her fucking burners and sets them up in a fucking line waiting for the next one to ring, trying to figure out who the hell.
Eventually rings, and you hear Charlotte.
Hello?
Aren't you answering your phone?
Because you hung up faster than I could catch it.
You are supposed to answer straight away.
I had to get it out of my pocket.
Very well. I understand you went on a very important mission.
You understand correctly.
Well, then you will need to get over here. I understand that you have been gone to a certain asylum, which means that you will need information which I can provide, and you will need to get over here immediately at the same place that you have met the last one of our subjects.
Yeah, she's just like blinking at the walls because he's like, which means you need to get over here right now. And she's just like, what the bemused look at the wall? Yeah,
beep,
okay.
Beep, 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 beep.
What? Like, just blinks at the phone.
Hangs up.
That was weird. I feel like he watched me do this fucking dance and got a giggle out of it. Shoves the fucking phone back in her pocket. At least her main one. The other ones get swept back into a drawer. Because no one's even supposed to have these numbers yet. She hasn't done anything with them. What the crap? So yeah, she sweeps all the burners away. Turns them back off. Fucking Jesus. And resolves to maybe move them out of the bedroom in the future in case he decides to pull something like this again and Felix is asleep. But whatever. Okay. Yeah, she shoves her phone back in her pocket. And yeah, goes to kind of just collect her things and try to pull up where the hell she went last time. She's only been there once.
Same downtown apartment. You have the street address.
Yeah, she just like scrolls through until she finds the address from the first time around, and it's like, here we go. And yeah, I suppose she gets in. Oh, fuck it. Hops in one of the totally not stolen vehicles that were liberated because bike is not good for snow.
When you switch on your car.
Oh God, what is this? Oh no. She like turns on the car and this starts and she literally just sits there for a second staring at the radio like, what's happening? Like, it takes her a second to realize. And she just kind of blinks and shakes her head. And just accepts that this is her fate. She's not going to try to change the radio station or turn it off because something worse will happen if she tries to make it go away. She just kind of turns it down a little bit so she can hear herself think. And puts it in gear, just looking out the window. Because, hello, darkness, my old friend. Fucking, what is this? It's really gonna have to take bets on whether that was Perfidy or Siege or who knows. Yeah, start heading out.
Yeah, you drive and arrive at the apartment. Runs opens the door when you walk in.
Like the second she gets there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You know, it's creepy, but it's efficient, so fuck it. She will just continue without even pausing stride.
He gestures into the living room. Haley and Damon Lynch are here. I was having a discussion with them. They are obviously been conducting various, he kind of just spreads his hands. While we've been examining the body that was provided. So do not mind them.
Just gives a polite nod. Gotcha.
However, there are some factors that we have, kind of rubs his face, that have been oversighted and overlooked. The subject you brought out, the Fiannakin, only known by the acronym Subject 86, has mentioned your asylum that you and your Shadow Lord's friends have walked into.
Oh.
When he was brought to me, he was in hospital clothing.
There's like that moment where you know that face someone makes when they're pausing a second and trying to think back and remember. Oh shit.
Yes.
Okay. Just kind of nods, finally focuses back on him, nodding. Yeah. He was.
So,
how stable is he at this point? It's been a while.
it has been hit and miss.
It's just kind of that pained little nose wrinkle. So that is not fortunate. Is he lucid?
Relatively.
All right. Are there particular triggers I should know?
The green room.
Does it make him incomprehensible or just get him
Violent.
agitated? Oh.
Incredibly violent.
Even knowing he's in the room with Gru? Or...
Shakes his head. That doesn't matter to him. Not when the room is mentioned.
Is it anger-based, fear-based?
Combination of both. And mindless fury. Almost as if he is manic.
All right.
Indeed.
Other known triggers or behaviors that I should be aware of if I'm walking into a room with them?
Don't smile too much.
I don't imagine I will be. Fair enough.
It has been a mixture of catatonic states and ramblings. He is obviously suffering from some form of catatonic schizophrenia. However, it displays none of the stable signs of it. It ranges from paranoia to catatonic. Whatever was done to him, it has clearly broken his mind.
I haven't gotten any traction on stabilizing it.
You don't stabilize schizophrenia, Charlotte. You merely treat it and hope they remain better, but whatever this is, It is not just a medical problem. His taint is clean. However, the effects can permanently damage the mind to no amount of healing, not even a skilled theorist like myself can do.
And just to put it out there, when he says you don't fix this, she actually holds her hands up in that very honest kind of my bad, because let's face it, he's a fucking doctor and she's not. She honestly doesn't know. So there's very much a my bad kind of gesture.
Some things, when the mind is broken, not even Gaia's skills can fix it to a certain extent.
There's something of an awkward expression, though. She'll kind of glance towards the hall.
Your other guest is, well, your other subject is here too. I'm assuming you'll want to talk to her as well.
Very probably. Is she doing any better?
It has been, again, nowhere near as severe as cases, but there is obviously psychological damage. It is more of a careful state of being with her. She has blackouts, memories. Perhaps that is the mind not wanting to remember what she has seen.
I don't imagine it would. Jesus. She, just rubs the hand up, like, up the side of her head, like, back through her hair type thing. Is there any amount of information that's already been collected, so I don't need to dig for it, or I know what we do and don't have?
They're in the tunnel somewhere. We don't know for sure. The asylum has been referenced many times. She is seen in the green room, as he has, although he has been in there for a longer period. They've experimented on him. There are numerous needle marks on his arms. There are numerous things, apart from the obvious markings. Research was done on him.
I don't lie, when I picked him up, he didn't have much skin left to see it on.
Precisely. Now, I'm not going to kind of cracks his neck, come down on you for what happened in the asylum. I've already heard. But hopefully we can retain some of what was in this green room to give an understanding of what was going on.
Just kind of gives a light nod. All right. Much appreciated. Just actually glance aside for that, because she's trying to make sure she's seen as sincere.
He just walks by very casually.
And she will fall into step behind.
He's in the end room down there. That is the closest thing I have to a proper medical facility.
And I guess the only two questions I have left are there any other guests here besides the two that I brought?
No. Most who we find are usually dead. Or worse.
Or worse. And if he gets set off, is it likely to set her off?
No. Her room is soundproof.
There's that little, it's that little closing of the eyes that is the internal, oh thank God. All right.
And yeah, I'm assuming you go in.
Yep. She takes a second at the door and kind of, catches her breath and is, think fucking calming thoughts and goes ahead inside.
Okay. The hair is still only partially grown back. Skin. There's some flesh to his bones now. But his eyes are so pale and hollowed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He looks like he's got weight on him, but he's just, even you're like, ooh. You know what I mean?
I mean, considering that he was a shadow of a person and barely surviving before, this is a marked improvement, but it's certainly not a full recovery.
It's the eyes, man. They watch you when you come in. They never leave you.
I mean, let's be honest, when she steps inside, she just steps in and lets the door get shut behind her and stays right there at the doorway, hands folded in front of her, because that way they're visible.
Stairs.
You're looking better.
Silence.
Do you remember me?
Again, more silence, but he watches. You can see the slow rising and falling of his chest, the blink of the eyes.
And where is he? Like, what all is in this room? Where is he in relation to it, etc.?
There's a small bed, small hospital bed. You can see various drips and all that. It's designed to look like one of these old fashioned, like not old fashioned, one of these more care home type of things that they would use for mental health facilities. So there is like, this is available here. The bed is comfortable, but yet at the same time, there's no. You can tell there is no sharp objects in this room. Everything is very controlled. He is sitting on the bed. There is, he's dressed in nice clothes. You know what I mean, like comfortable clothes. They still look so skimpy on him because he's put on muscle, but he's still skinny. You know what I mean? However, what you will notice is just the way he watches, the way he sits on the bed is just very placid. You can tell he's almost been bed bathed as well. You can just tell.
All right. Are there chairs near his bed?
There are, yes. There are
Okay.
chairs, yeah. You can tell by the way his legs are elevated as well. Like, he doesn't get out of the bed much. And runs is obviously making sure that he doesn't get bed sores and shit,
Yeah. So she carefully, she just looks over and says, "Can I sit with you?"
Stares. Doesn't speak. Just looks at you. Blinks.
And she gives it a moment to make sure it percolates through whatever's going on there, and then just very slowly goes to walk over to sit in one of the chairs, keeping an eye in case he gets twitchy. Does he react at all?
Nope. That's the creepy thing. He just watches you. Hands don't move. Only the eyes blink. Chest rises and falls.
She comes over and just sits. Again, keeps her hands up where they're visible. If the chair has arms, they'll rest there. If not, she will just set them in her lap.
Yeah, it does. It would have arms. It's one of those old, bit more older style hospital chairs. So it has big long arms.
Yep, she just settles herself in the chair. Hands up on the arms of the chair. Not gripping or anything, just hanging there, so they're visible. You remember me finding you?
Again, there's very like loose, nice, sort of tranquil music. You know what I mean? It's all designed to keep him calm. You can tell what Runs is doing essentially. You know, it's very slowly.
Mm-hmm. I mean, she's just kind of looking to see if she can get reactions. She can't very well give him a pencil if he's prone to bouts of potentially violent behavior, so she can't ask him to write it down. So she's just talking.
Silence.
Put on weight, got some color, proper clothes. You like it here? Here they've taken very careful care with you, trying to make sure you stay happy. And I'm assuming it's just constant silence.
I will let you know when he speaks.
All right.
So for now, just assume if I don't respond, silence.
And she settles back. I was worried about you. When we got you out, you could barely drink water. I feel like you lived mostly by force of will. I admire you for that. You've overcome a lot of hurt that was done to you. Is there any chance maybe you'd be willing to talk to me? It's asking a lot after what you've been through. After the kinds of things you've had to survive. I'm about to go somewhere very dangerous. The kind of places that you've seen and none of the rest of us have. And if I know what to expect, if I know what's there, maybe I can keep them from doing this to anyone else they did to you. And what was the name of the hospital again, Torna?
St. Paul's.
St. Paul's. Tried to go in there once already. I didn't get far. I didn't find you there, so wouldn't have thought to ask before. But do you remember St. Paul's?
The hands finally move and they ball a bit slowly.
Sorry to ask it. I'm sure it's the last kind of place you want to think about.
The eyes watch you, they seem to widen slightly.
And I would never, ever make you go anywhere near a place like that again. But I have to go there. My friends have to go there. We have to make sure that no one else like you ever is forced to go there. And she's watching, trying to see if anything prompts a reaction.
The more you keep talking about it, you can see his chest beginning to rise and fall faster.
Are we getting into agitated levels or just normal breathing pattern as opposed to super fucking placid?
It's getting faster. Slowly, not remarkably, but slowly building up.
I need to be able to get in there. I need to know what we're facing. So that we can take it apart. And it'll never be there for anyone else to have to see again.
Liar.
How would I lie?
All you want is take. To take.
What am I taking?
Everything. That is what you all want. To take.
Was it taking to bring you here? To try to help?
You all want to take.
Why is that?
Because you love it. And fear it. You're consumed by it.
She thinks about it, shifts in the seat, kind of, sits herself up a little bit because let's face it, she relaxed back a little as she was just talking to try to get him speaking. Would it be taking? Going in there. Trying to learn. Trying to get rid of it.
He
Make sure.
inhales sharply, as if you've like lanced at him with a knife, essentially. Like you've injected him almost. You can almost see his body just. You know what I mean?
So pause. Is it at the first thing saying trying to learn or trying to get rid of it?
Trying to get rid of it.
So yeah, she pauses mid-word even.
Wish to take.
Oh.
You wish to take.
I was taking. I would own it. But I don't want it.
Yes, you do. I can see it in your eyes.
What good would it do me to take something like that? A place like that? So many people have been hurt.
You are the one who brings the gifts. Well, it does not matter though to those who are hurt.
I guess. What gifts?
The gifts. You know them. You ask questions that you already know the answer to.
Why would I ask if I knew the answer?
You know the answer.
Ones who are hurt. They do matter to me.
Everything has an end and a beginning. You must step down the loop. There is no going back, no matter how much you take.
What if I don't want to take?
You always take. You must reconnect with the disc.
The disc. Does it actually ever go full circle like that?
His nails begin to dig into the wooden kind of, the thing that they have in the hospitals where they have the little thing. His nails dig into that sharply when you mention full circle.
How's his expression when his nails are digging in?
Hardening as he's locking eyes with you.
She keeps the eye contact.
You can see him beginning to sweat.
What happened?
You know.
She kind of pauses and thinks about this. But I knew I have forgotten.
Liar. You cannot forget.
I told you.
That is what you told me. Boom! The fist comes down on the table, making it shake a bit. Probably make sure I jump a bit because it's just so fucking sudden.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, she kind of jolts a little in her seat just because, like, oh, whew. I'll tell you what, she's a little more alert now than she was a moment ago. That's like on the border of adrenaline kick fucking sudden. I have forgotten. Maybe I told you so that you could remind me.
To remind you, Mother will be displeased with you for forgetting.
That's why I have you to remind me, so she doesn't know.
No. 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 No.
I won't tell if you don't.
No. 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 No.
And she is going to roll willpower because continuing down this line is damaging and she needs some fucking force of will to do that kind of
Do it.
psychological pain.
Roll your willpower. Do it. Do it.
I am. Oh, that's still an 8?
Oh, yep. No, you're fine. You can keep going. If you so choose to.
Yep, she's finally popped back into stride and realized who he's talking to. Maybe you've forgotten.
No, 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 no.
Why won't you tell me?
Closes his eyes and the hands start to crawl up his face as well, very slowly. You have to pass the test. You have to pass the doors. You have to pass to go down.
What's your reward for passing?
I am not getting one. Hi. He starts, I mean, his chest, like, do you know what I mean?
She's just going, for the moment, to do that, well, for one, she's gonna just stop talking for a moment. And stop looking directly at him. She's going to keep him, like, it's that whole thing where you're looking, like, exactly to the side of the person. He's still in full view. She's just not eye-locked. But she's keeping an eye, especially with his hands up around his face. She is worried to shit he's going to go for his eyes. So she's maybe sat a little bit more forward on the chair. Just kind of perched. Not, like, full ready to spring. Because that'll set him off worse, too. But she just disengages for a moment and tries to let him hopefully calm down a little bit.
Oh, no. Nope. Does not calm down in the slightest, unfortunately. I am meant to observe. They have already taken from me. I meant to observe before the end. Because flesh willingly given is its own death.
And what are you meant to do with what you observe?
Die.
Seems a waste of an observation.
You of all people know that death is not the end. When the hands come back, oh, Katie, that smile. It's almost like he's making himself do it. That's the creepy bit. There's tears streaming down his face, but the smile is so eerie.
Ooh. Considering the fact that he's visibly forcing himself to do it. Yep, that's, I need a moment for that one. That is awful. And after you die?
Rejoice. You're not smiling at me like you always do. You said when the end would come, you'd smile. That is what she said. Bang. This is nails. Like, I mean, some of the nails actually break. He's dug them in that hard. Blood starts leaking out.
Perhaps I am not smiling because it is not the end yet.
Then I will have to wait. And I will have to wait. The smile fades, and he just goes silent.
Does he go, like, eerily fucking placid again?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when he goes into full fucking passive mode, she takes a glance around because she knows there's a fucking camera in this room.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, assuming it's one she can spot, she finally kind of glances at it and quirks a brow. And, well, that's at least good, debatably. She gives it a minute. She's watching his chest, watching his breaths and stuff, waits for him to kind of stabilize a little.
The breath goes to the point, Katie, where you think it's stopped nearly. It's kind of terrifying, really.
She considers this and finally gets up out of the seat. Is he even staring at her anymore?
To say staring at you is a word. It's like you're through you at this point. It's just this vacant tone, like vacant stare.
Is it even more vacant than what it was when she first walked in?
Mm-hmm.
How's he sat on the bed?
He's sat upright against the back of the pills. The legs are splayed out, kept elevated to prevent the joints from rotting, essentially, or rubbing off sores and all that.
Oh, she hates it so much. In this fucking moment, she knows this is why people say she's like Carves. And she stands up. And she gingerly approaches the bed to see if he reacts.
The breath starts. You can actually, it's literally like you can actually see his heart rising. It's almost like, Katie, for funsies, he's playing dead. And it's not working.
Huh. Oh, I don't want to do it. Oh, I need to make a barrel roll again. Oh, that's so bad. Oh. Mm. She actually kind of balks at what she intended to do. And for the moment, takes a step back and turns her attention away, just so he will calm down. Thinking she's lost interest. If he's playing dead, she can't push on it. She can't. Nope, that's terrible.
Breathing stops then when you turn your back. As if like, oh god, she's not looking at me anymore. Back to playing dead.
Yeah, she just takes a minute because she needs that minute to get her shit together, because she doesn't like the idea of forcing someone to fucking relive horrific traumas. She doesn't like playing the role of being the daughter. She doesn't. Whew. So yeah, she just takes a minute to get herself fucking straight and just lets him play dead. Because that's probably fucking soothing for him, or the closest thing he's going to get to soothing while she's in the room. And so, while she's facing away, she finally, takes a minute, steels herself. Oh, God. I feel terrible. And she finally turns a glance over her shoulder. Not fully turning as if she's meaning to move on and engage him, but just turning to look at him. Tell me what you've observed.
No, 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 no.
Don't you want me to be able to rejoice too?
They've taken, they take, they open, they clean, they take.
Who gives?
Silence. And hidden.
I give.
Those eyes. They always give. Especially when you go in the dark. You were even afraid of those eyes. Eventually the door will open, Kitty.
Mm-hmm.
Runs is doing the fucking, yeah, he failed his willpower check. He could go through it any longer. He just kind of stares at you and inclines the head out, essentially.
She just looks over. It says, I mean, it's the only way she knows to disarm him. Not time yet. And she
Runs. She can see him visibly take a rage.
She's
He folds his
just.
fists.
Yep. I mean, just glancing back, it seems to be the only thing that, quote, disarms the poor guy. So she says that, and just, yeah, when she finally looks over at Runs, I mean, she's fighting with it, and yeah, she goes ahead and quickly ducks out.
Stays in there for a few minutes. Where do you go outside?
I'm not gonna lie, after that, she's not just going anywhere. She's gonna go out, essentially go to the other side of the hall and just prop against the wall for a second and rub her face and try not to feel like her skin's crawling. Like, she needs a minute.
Runs, comes outside. Fists are clenched. Takes a breath. Just looks at you. Doesn't say anything, but just stares at you.
I mean, the mask is off. It's pretty clear that she's probably got like the one hand, up across her mouth and is not even looking at him, just looking off at a portion of the wall, trying to fucking get her shit back in line because that was bad. Is he okay?
You really are his brightest pupil, you know that? As he steps by you.
She just kind of You know what? Especially after that, she lets him go ahead and move on, and for the moment, she just kind of does that slide down the wall and sit for a minute. She needs a fucking reboot.
He looks over his shoulder as he goes into the sink and just calmly begins washing his hands, ever so slowly applying delicate lotion on them, rubbing them. She can hear the cracking of the knuckles, the wrists.
Yep.
Before you tell me, I know it was necessary. I am not one of those bleeding heart of children of Gaia who needs to justify my every action. But between the two of us here in this place, while the other two tiers are down, further down in the hall, they will not hear this conversation.
Nods lightly.
Don't ever tell me that you don't do anything to justify the means ever again. Not after that.
Yeah, her jaw just kind of clenches. She's not gonna fucking sass him. She's just as disgusted with herself as he is, so.
This will not affect any of our relationships, working or otherwise. You can be assured of that. But don't put the mask on in front of me ever again, after what you've shown me. We both know what we are. And we both know what we... He will be tormented, and there will be repercussions for him, and there will be what is necessary to keep him calm. You have gotten the info you need. Very good info. The ends justify the means. To all official record, he is dead. The only reason he has not been more severely treated is because I will not allow it. We must have some standards.
Does family even know he's here?
His family believe that he passed away peacefully. Do you really think I would allow him to go back into the nation's society the way he is?
No. Of course not.
Do not pretend to have... Charlotte.
Sorry, do not pretend to have what?
Sympathy now. It just says it very matter-of-factly.
She just stares at that door for a second, and for some reason, that line in particular, that kicks her worse than the other. And they know where the bathroom is in here, right? They've been in there before. Yeah, she just matter-of-factly pulls herself up and walks into the bathroom and shuts the fucking door and is fucking sick.
Da-da-da.
Because that was fucking repulsive, and she hates herself and the fact that anyone can look her in the fucking face after what she did and say that. No, she can't. She can't cope with that. And she will probably spend a minute in there. You know, she'll be sick. She'll clean herself up. Splash some water in her fucking face and eventually, finally, come back out. Pull herself fucking together. Because yeah, the just the stark realization that, like, this guy is never going to be okay. He's never going to go back to his family. He's going to live out the rest of his life in that room, or potentially, if he recovers enough, a larger fucking apartment style something. But he's never going to be a functional, self-sufficient person again. And that just fucking kills her.
When you come back in, there is this man. Well,
Oh boy.
hello, Charlotte.
Well,
You look like, well, tough day.
you could say.
Before you go into the other one, you look like you need it.
What, before she goes into the other one, sorry?
Before you go into the other one, gesturing at the other room down the hallway.
Yeah. Fuck it. She will have a fucking seat, because she does need it.
He
Just,
sits down beside her, holding the suit jacket, flicking it like down.
Is there any chance, gauging from the expression on his face, could he hear her in the bathroom? Like, has he been there that long? Probably.
You're not sure. Unless you want to roll off against him.
I'll fucking try. I won't win, but I'll try. Give it a college go. Hilariously, the empathy specialty is pretty good for this, but if it doesn't pop, I'm boned. That's probably the best roll I've ever had against him. But ties go to the defender.
And his specialty pops.
Yep, exactly. I figured, like, I'm just assuming he has a specialty for this, and a tie goes to the defender, so... It was so close. It's probably the closest she's ever going to get. No, she just sits down, and she doesn't even complain when he sits down next to her.
It's an odd thing.
What is?
To realize what you really are at the end of the day.
It's funny because when she looked up and asked, she's earnestly looking up at someone who, it's not like he's someone she holds in high regard. It's not like he's a father figure, but it's someone with more experience. So it was still kind of, appealing to someone who knows better. But with saying that, she shakes her head, just slumps back further into the seat.
It's an even odder thing to feel guilty about it. But I suppose moral quandary is moral quandary. We all the best of ourselves, and we all hope that we will be the best of what we dreamed to be when we were children.
Like, I'd worry more about the day I didn't feel guilty about it than the day I did
it. Now that is your one mistake. Because you've already accepted that you're gonna do it again, and again, and again.
Have I?
Worrying about that is like saying, oh, well, this time I probably will, next time I probably will. Most people tell you they hope they can never do that. Whereas you've already accepted it. You just hope you won't feel nothing when you do it.
I mean, you can see the argument forming in her head. It just doesn't really make it out. She knows she's going to sound like a fucking child. It's meant to be more.
But then again, Charlotte. But then again, Charlotte, you've always run away from the things you thought you were. You know, I met your father once.
It's just a kind of glance over. I mean, it's
Time
not
ago.
plaintive. She just, there's so much of that kind of like, I really hope this is going somewhere good because I'm not sure I can handle it if it's not.
I met him and a young Fiona a long time ago. They had just captured one of New York's most dangerous spirals. It was one of us, you see. I'm sure you've heard the story, the reports, maybe.
I didn't have access.
Oh, very secretive, very top brass and all that. I was just a humble little Cleus, opening the door for one of our elders. But I saw them. You know what your father did?
No.
He gave us that same spiral who had killed so many in New York. Gave us for us to take. No justice. In fact, we used him to gain more knowledge of the worm than we ever had in over 20 years. Before we eventually put him out of his misery, of course. But he looked into that Fiona's eyes and he told him that this was his job, emotions aside. That the nation and the real task before us, and if he can't follow that, then get the fuck out of his way. That he loved him, but it wasn't gonna happen. I always watched that, and I always understood from then on what we really were.
Isn't there any justice in the long run?
Oh, there's justice. With hundreds of groom having to kill kinfolk. Our capabilities, our fighting prowess, that was justice. We were able to defend our people for years to come. We have insights that we've been longing for. Matter of fact, that saved more lives than you could possibly imagine. So which is justice? Getting one satisfaction, or knowing that because of what you've done and you made the hard choice, you will save so many?
As long as he got what was coming to him, he didn't have any more to divulge. She kind of shakes her head and shrugs.
And there you are, claiming to be better than me when you are thinking the exact same thing.
Wouldn't be the first ones to capture an enemy. Get what we needed.
Okay, Charlotte. He just taps you on the head finally. Okay. Just stands up, looks over his shoulder. Okay,
has a moment there. Because on the one hand, it's Carves being disappointed in her, which is an oddly conflicted feeling. And she still looks up after him, though, as he stands up. How do you live with yourself, though? You do things like that. I can't ask him, he's not here.
The fact that my wife...
Who you clipped?
The fact my wife goes to sleep at night. The fact that I can see people, generations, be able to breed because of this. The fact that this set has been budding and growing for over 30 years, more since I came. The fact that without me and the decisions I make, that Hut of the Dead will have more people. Or worse. That's how I sleep at night.
Just nods. I mean, admittedly, she met you in a more like... I don't know. Doesn't really matter how she meant it. That's how it went. Just nods. Just accepts it.
Now, you may not believe that, but then again, you won't believe our own jaded reality. And I know. He kneels down in front of her. And I know that terrifies you. But I've been nothing but your friend for all these years. Watching, guiding. Hell, I didn't even get mad at you for attacking my wife.
The head just kind of shakes again.
He reach up with his hand, lift her chin so she locks eyes with him. Oh, don't deny it. Don't deny it now, honey.
And man, it is. Whew. She's not happy to be eye locked. And she is stuck in a nasty place between wanting to explain herself and knowing that that's just admitting fucking guilt.
He pats her cheek very gently. I know. I know. It'll be our little secret.
What we're doing is so good. Why do they spit on us? If what we're doing is so good, and
Because
it's so obviously good, there's such an obvious benefit, why do they spit on us?
Because they don't understand sacrifice. Because they cannot compute the real decisions in this world. They wish to live in their ideological fantasy of their ancestors and what they could do. They wish to live in reality that they themselves wish to create. When the real reality is out there, there are only decisions and consequences.
Let me do another willpower check because let's face it, she feels real guilty about that other shit too. Keep it together, Charlotte. That's a pretty good roll. Thank God. She does not break down into a series of, self-explanation.
Look at you. Barely holding yourself together. But you're holding. And of course, there is a part of you that eats at yourself for doing it. Always does. But look at you.
And I mean, she's starting to kind of review it in her head. She's like, I don't see any other way I could have approached it.
No.
Change my face.
Sometimes it's better to play the role of a villain in order for everyone to play the role of a good man. If they sleep at night. After all, it works so well for you. I knew it would. You got to play the nice little hero for a while, didn't you?
He's still holding her chin.
Mm-hmm.
She finally just goes to, I don't know, that little bit of sit back. Just the very passive attempt to kind of disengage the physical contact.
Oh, you lean forward. Did you not enjoy being the hero?
It's not that I don't appreciate what you've done, what you've not done. And it's one of those things where, like, I mean, Carves has all the fucking social diet. Her denial runs so deep. I just don't like to think what I just did is acceptable. Was what I did. Oh, Jesus, for a second I thought that sound was him actually slapping her.
It is.
Oh! Oh. Jesus, fuck. I'm not even sure what to fucking do with that. Yeah, I mean, she just reels back in shock.
I'm tired of hearing that answer from you. I'm tired of hearing denial. You know what I mean? It was like, whoa. You know what I mean?
Yeah, oh, dude, her eyes are the size of fucking golf balls.
You're a motherfucking Adrian. Not some goddamn cleared puppy scraping off the table. You made a tough decision. Now deal with it. Own it. And no, it may never be good in your eyes, but to everybody else, you just gave us a window. You just gave the Wormfoe a window. You just gave our Timmy a window. You gave your Black Furies a window. So stop acting like it's all about you.
Jesus. Yeah, with the second one, she actually will probably try to fucking scramble out of the seat because Jesus fuck, that is. The first one was a shock. The second one was kind of insult to injury.
Do you think your little ghost-faced, little Black Fury midget hesitates? Do you think Your Fianna hesitates. Do you?
No.
Then why do you? When you have earned more rank than them, when you have endured more than them, but yet you sit here and babble at my feet, in my fucking hat. You know, it's like, whoa. You know what I mean? His voice
Yep.
echoes, you know?
Jesus Christ. He's filling a room. She's giving him like an arm's length of space because holy Jesus. I don't think she's actually ever had to see Carves fill a room with personality before.
Even though Runs takes a couple of steps back, like, you know what I mean? And you think that little Black Fury really is as bad as she says she is? She is in her balls. I've seen you do worse than she does. And you cried all the way through, but you still did it. I saw what you did in Wisconsin.
There's like a blink.
Oh, you think I don't know, Charlotte? You think I don't know what goes on? You think I got where I am from watching you and yours bumble around and ponder on my little feet?
No. Still rubbing her cheek because the memory of the slap is there more than the fucking sting is anymore. Just Jesus Christ.
And yet, you could be one of the most influential guru on this sept if you put your mind to it. If you gave yourself the gumption.
Just the nod because Jesus. Fucking Southern man yelling gumption is fucking too much. Yeah, just nodding. Cause holy fuck.
Ian does his tie and throws it off, you know what I mean? Like, you know, that type of, oh, I'm sweating now, you know what I mean?
Oh, shit. I mean, the hand's finally falling off her cheek. She's just, I mean, she's kind of in shock. This is the most Carves has ever been in her fucking presence.
Now, I hardly baby stepped around you because I figured you weren't worth the hassle. But I know what you and yours did. I know. I know many things about you, and I know how you operate. I've seen how you operate. So I'm here to give you a lesson. Because I just watched you clinically get some information as if you've been doing this your whole life.
The fucking stare. Holy shit.
Watched your pack on those videotapes. I have seen them squirm. And I watched you swallow it and get on with it. I have studied you all. Because it's my motherfucking... He spends the rage and everything. Moves so fucking fast.
What does he do?
Backhands you. Proper.
Jesus.
Back of the hand. Back of the hand. Like, that's the slap that just kind of, like, turns Charlotte's face and you remember, like, the time that Sketchy yelled at you or something. You know what
yeah.
I mean?
Fucking Jesus hit me so hard I went back to 5 years old for a second.
Pretty
Fuck
much,
me.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming it's all cinematic, so yeah, she takes it because she did not expect a rage spend. She kind of was jumpy, but the rage spend was a step above and beyond her fucking preparedness. Yeah, she takes it, the head whips to the side, she backpedals, probably until she, like, you know, does that stumble until you bump a wall or something to stabilize yourself, like, oh!
Now you're gonna sit here in my fucking house and tell me you don't have it? Tell me that what you did will never be good? What the fuck do you know about the greater good, Charlotte Sullivan? Outside your own morality? Outside your own perspective?
And he forces some honesty out of her, and she's just kind of in shock, like standing herself back up, rubbing the side of her face again, like, fuck me, because Jesus, her jawline. If it didn't have to be done, I wouldn't have done it.
Now there you go. But yet you hang yourself around these people who you think can make the hard decisions for you, and you let them walk on you like the dogs dragging a bone, like a pack of fucking hyenas. You know what I mean?
Oh
Like,
god, she fucking takes a step back when the fucking voice goes up. The fucking octave determines the violence.
He doesn't swing, but whoa, Katie. Do you know what I mean?
Oh,
You ever seen a Galliard go to Rage 5?
you ever seen a Galliard back a fucking Philodox out of a room because it's about to happen? Jesus Christ.
So, the reality is you surround yourself with these people. Alice, Juno, Yolana, Melanthe, MacDuncan. All these people, either cold-blooded killers or hilariously inept. We'll take a pick. In the vain hopes that they don't see you and what you really are to them. Because you disguise yourself as the fool. Because you're too afraid of your own capability to rein them in place.
The denial has faded dramatically. She's just listening. About as much as a Galliard can ask for, really. I mean, she's staring, and she's listening, and she's hearing, and she is accepting that he's probably a lot more right than she wants him to be, and she doesn't like it, but holy shit, he is so mad.
And you'll probably go and have a good cry, and they'll all surround you, and they'll tell you exactly what you want to hear. Wouldn't it be like that?
Only, realizes she's still holding her fucking face and snaps the hand down. Stands up a little bit. Oh. I won't.
Really?
Really?
Mm-hmm. Is that because you're scared now, Charlotte?
No.
No?
Actually, it has a little bit of resolve. No.
Well then, take control of your pack and fucking lead it.
Just nuts. Then for narrative's sake, feel free to assume that about time she walked into the room with Carves, like, the link kind of petered to a close. Because this is between them.
Just take some breath.
Well.
Now I know who you work for. It's a nice tattoo.
I like it.
But that doesn't mean... Well, I'm not gonna get my hopes up.
Her eyebrows kind of pop a little bit. She's curious. She's really curious now. She wants the end of that sentence.
Like I said, you're a big girl. You'll make your own decisions either way. But I'm tired of you trying to grovel at me. As if you're not able to. then again, imagine it did rub you the wrong way what the true catcher did to poor old Lily.
Ooh.
Such violence.
I'm gonna try. I know he's gonna win, but I'm gonna try.
What you try to do there, buddy?
You don't see shit. Everything's fine. I'm not mad. You're mad. I need more dice for this. I'm pretty sure that 10 doesn't pop either. Nope. It was a pretty good roll, though.
I haven't rolled yet.
I know. I'm just proud that I got a decent number of successes. Not excessive, but it was decent.
Oh no, he doesn't see it for now. He does not see it.
It's not that she doesn't respond at all. It's that he doesn't see the immediate, like, emotional shift. She keeps that kind of on the lockdown, so it doesn't just come out in an immature, plain on her face kind of way. And he says, I bet it rubbed you the wrong way, right?
I'm sure it was so violent. So unnecessary. After all, simple slap on the wrist to make sure she understands the point, but so unseemly.
Or do you know you're not wrong?
Oh no, I know I'm not wrong, but I was looking at you.
It's essentially the same thing he was saying he respected on the camera. She doesn't necessarily fucking just quake under it or get all fucking mopey faced. She keeps it straight and I mean is honest about it, but keeps it fucking locked down like she's supposed to.
But then again, the crows always do get a bit jumpy when they start fearing the things surrounding them in the dark, don't they?
You say that like they don't have anything to be afraid of.
Bah, that's a cackle, Katie.
I'm not sure if she was ready for him to like it that much. She thought he'd smile maybe, but oh.
Like I said, I wish you could join in, but I don't know where you stand yet.
And you know what? She's gonna be a little bold. Because fuck it, this is probably the most straight up conversation she's ever had with Carves, even though he slapped her 3 times now. Jesus Christ. Slapped her so hard she had a flashback. Why is there's so much competition over a line? Why does the line have to keep moving? Essentially, the idea that the two of them, like, all she knows about the conflict between them is there's him versus the truth catcher, which is its own thing. But he's talking about the gallows too, and as far as she knows, the only thing they're really conflicting over is territory. So,
the gallows, his lackeys. I gotta keep him sweating. After all, keeps him occupied. Smiles. And that true catcher does love to keep occupied now, doesn't he?
And if this has been him occupied the whole time, what happens when he's not?
Well, who knows? Depending on where you decide to lie with, you might even see.
Now here's another question. Has there been any movement from the Theurges with him fucking going full bellow? I assume they've had the sense, or at least been kept from coming in the room one way or the other.
You suppose they even heard that?
Dude, if him bellowing full tilt did not get their attention, they are
Runs mentioned soundproof rooms.
He did. Jesus Christ. That's
It's almost as if
scary.
Cars knew surroundings before he unleashed.
It is. It is not quite as scary as fucking the truth catcher making someone walk out of their own house, but it's getting up there. She's catching an eye of her fucking situation. And you know what? Ironically, as much as this hasn't necessarily been pleasant, it's been very stabilizing. So she takes that step back into range. In fact, steps up and in an almost business-like fashion offers her hand.
What's that?
Thank you.
For what?
The reality check.
Just shakes it very calmly.
I mean, she actually looks pretty earnest, because let's face it, she's gotten a lot of coddling. She hasn't gotten a lot of reality checks besides from, like, Lena.
They pull in. Shame you're on the opposite side.
A lot of people like to attach labels. I don't know if you've noticed, but I'm pretty stubborn.
I don't know yet, Charlotte. I just don't know yet.
And she finally has of all the weird shit, this little bit of an amused smile, like just the slightest touch.
After all, you've done nothing to prove it yet. Slaps her on the cheek, the tap.
Fair enough. I suppose if you don't know after all the watching.
I know. I always know. Point is, do you? Again, little pet like that. Look at you.
Suppose we'll see if you and I know the same thing.
Well, I know one thing. I'm glad we agree that a change of leadership is in order. Smirking as he opens the door for her.
A little quirk of a glance.
But you didn't hear that from me. After all, I know how you looked.
She'll roll that one around, but not question it because he's not going to give her an answer. And yeah, finally steps out of the room.
Yeah, and he just lets you out of the apartment.
Charlotte gets to stand for a hot second on that the step outside the door, just kind of going, huh, what just happened?
What you realize as well, Charlotte, as you're walking down the stairs, you would have, here's a point for free. If the theaters were around, Haley would have been left in a clutter of stuff around. This place is immaculate.
I mean, it's also runs. Knowing him, if she so much as walked through the room, he'd vacuum behind her, and if she hasn't come out since. She'll ponder as she, Actually, does Haley even have a phone? Even a shitty one?
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck it, as she's, puttering out. Because, I guess she got enough with the first one that they decided she did not need a second fucking talkie today. So she'll be puttering down the stairs and pull out her phone and text Haley.
Haley takes forever to text back.
Yeah, it's essentially the how it goes with the body.
What body? Which one?
The one I brought back.
Oh, we're having that tomorrow.
Hmm.
We have a meeting
Gotcha.
up at,
My bad.
Yeah, we're doing it in some off location. Can't tell you the details. There's business! Exclamation marks.
Exclamation points. Half a screen of exclamation points.
Mm-hmm.
You on Sept?
Maybe.
Have you eaten today?
You just get a rough shot picture of the trolley and it's covered in fucking Del Taco.
What's the background of the picture?
Charles eating Del Taco.
Are they like at the fucking Strider's backyard or like
Pretty much, yeah. It's just Charles awkwardly eating Del Taco, like
looking over like, why are you taking a picture while I have my mouth open? That
Yeah,
realization mid snap.
Yeah.
Oh, Charles.
The most confused Joshua Vega face.
Where's Zuri?
Patrolling.
All right. Enjoy your tacos.
Get the thumbs up.
Yep. She continues down to the fucking car, kind of smirking because those fucking bastards. Why would they even lie about that?
You're driving away.
Yeah. She heads back. Shaking her head like, Jesus Christ.
Before the scene ends, Runs looks at cars. So why did we lie about that? Makes it easier if she believes something that stupid. Susceptibility. Taps his nose. Works with Marcel all the time. Just hear from the link. It does. That's where the scene will end.